Well, we're in the age of video now. You might. I mean, you're an award-winning physicist. People might be looking you up in the year
Maybe.
5,000. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm less
maybe
likely.
it's hard if yeah, if they can figure out a computer way to run the software on a 5,000-year-old computer. Yeah, I guess so.
I thought about that. I'm like, okay, so the VHS and all that old technology doesn't really get transferred over, but sometimes it does. Only the good
Sometimes it
stuff.
does if you're careful,
Yeah, they
but
say,
you've got to remember. I mean, just think about in our own planet. I mean, how few things from 2,000 years ago have survived?
right. Very few
Yeah,
compared to the grand scheme of everything. And it's
yeah.
always the most important things, very selective things. And it
Well,
makes
they're only important because we find them. They could just be a grocery list.
yeah, and some
Suddenly
and
becomes
religious
important
stuff.
if we find it because it
Right.
tells us what they ate back then.
So, do you think it's more likely that the humans to survive would have to go onto a spaceship and just kind of float in space, or do you think they'd find another planet that's
Well, there
hospitable?
are lots of potential planets, and the question is getting from here to there is a hell of a hard job.
Right.
I think it'd be easier to consider colonize if we needed to colonizing other parts of the solar system. But that's a long. But the point is, it's not urgent. I mean, it's not.
Not or
We're talking billions of years in the future. But I mean, it's a good idea to not hedge your bets, right? There's going to be large asteroids that'll be hitting the Earth and other things over time. So it's not a bad idea to have other outposts of humanity if you want the human condition to continue to exist.
I mean,
So it's better to hedge your bets in the long run, but it's not. We don't need to go to Mars next month.
yeah, and, because the only reason I'm thinking about that because it's inevitable that's going to happen, and even if it's billions or millions, whatever, however many, I'm just throwing numbers out there. It's gonna that day will happen. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, I think though. I mean, some humans will be on Mars. Absolutely, it just won't make much of a difference.
yeah. Do you think Mars is a good? Do you think Mars is hospitable? Like, what do
Well,
you do?
no, it's pretty inhospitable. No, I'd much rather be here.
Right,
It's
but
pretty.
can you change the atmosphere
You could, yeah, you can imagine. Um, you can imagine it. Ways to make Mars more habitable. It's just probably a lot easier to make the Earth more habitable.
well, yeah, that obviously
Yeah. So you could. So, but Mars right now, I mean, if you would die from radiation if you were on the surface of Mars for too long. Yeah. The Matt Damon movie was nice, and I liked I liked the book, but the radiation on the you die from 3 or 4 years sitting on the surface like he did.
yeah. The last thing I want to touch on is the idea of a center of the universe and there not being one. How do you explain that? There's not a center of
Well, I am the center of the universe.
nice. Me too.
But the point is, we are all the center of the universe. We're all the center of our own universes. There is no center of the universe, just like there's no center of the surface of the Earth. Where's the center of the surface of the Earth?
I don't know.
Any place is as good as any other
North
place.
Pole. I don't know. What do you
Well,
say?
North Pole is nice, but or the South Pole or here. I
Or
mean,
what
they're
about
all the same on the surface of the sphere. Every point is the same. And in a either a flat or open universe or a closed universe, the same thing is true. And it can expand just like a sphere can expand, but it doesn't mean there. If I blow up a balloon and put dots on the surface of the balloon, every dot moves away from every other dot, but nothing is. There's no center there, and that's a sort of a two-dimensional curved space analogy of a three-dimensional curved space in our universe.
so there's no like core to the universe. It's just
What do you mean core? It's three-dimensional and it's the same in all directions as far as we can tell, and it's just expanding.
so there is a core, right?
No,
No?
no. If you no, because um, every point is moving away from every other point,
Okay.
and so there's no special place where it's not everything is moving away from one point. Everything is moving away from every point.
Yeah, I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. You got to remember,
Well,
I'm
again, I
starting
hate to
here,
keep
so
promoting my books. I actually don't, but
oh,
in
go ahead.
Universe of
Actually,
Nothing, no, but in Universe of Nothing, I provide some pictures that make it easier to understand what's happening.
and that's exactly what I was going to say next. Is where can anybody look for some more work on you and your websites and whatnot?
Well, my website, my personal website, which is lawrencemkrauss.com. There's the Origins Project website, which is originsprojectfoundation.org, which which has, the foundation that I run, the podcast, a lot of other things. My personal website has things I've written about, and of course I tweet at Krauss1, wishing I didn't, but I do. Um, and you can find me on Facebook. But there's lots of ways to find what I'm doing.
This has been fun, man, and I really hope we could do it again in the time traveling future.
Okay, good. Well, it was fun. It was nice. Thanks for connecting with me for this short time. And I guess I'll say that this hour passed like a second.
Yes. And everyone watching, you have just attained true gnosis. There you go.
You have just attained true gnosis. The demiurge has no power over you.